Yo, what's up, Tiger Bite Squad? As you all probably know, the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard defamation trial is going on right now, and people are talking about it for a lot of reasons. But it's also gotten me in the mood to revisit the Pirates of the Caribbean series, which I absolutely loved as a kid. And I thought this would be a good time to play a game that I remember playing years ago called Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl for the Game Boy Advance. And despite how much I loved the first Pirates movie, I remember that I thought that this game was pretty bad. So let's take a closer look and see if this game is great, or if we should hate, or it could be something in between. First, let's talk about the graphics, and oh god, that's supposed to be Captain Jack Sparrow? Captain Jack legit wears one iconic outfit the entire movie series, and instead the developers dressed him up like he's a hippie from Portland, Oregon. I mean, what is that? Does Captain Jack even have earrings in the movie? Where's his signature dreadlocks? And that's supposed to be Barbossa. That's gotta be the cleanest pirate I've ever seen. He looks like how a children's book depicts a Civil War general. Also, why is his arm so high up? He legitimately looks like a children's book version of a Lord of the Rings dwarf. Also, do you remember Governor Swan from the movies? This is how the game portrays him. In terms of the story, let me just say that not only does this game have nothing to do with the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie, but it's clear that the developers didn't even watch any of the movies. It's like they heard the word pirate and said, "Say no more, we got this," and they threw together the most generic pirate game that you could possibly imagine. One thing that annoyed me was that the game kept referring to Captain Jack Sparrow as just Jack. He's Captain Jack Sparrow, which is one of the most recognizable running jokes in the entire movie series. So the enemies in this game are the soldiers from Port Royal, and unsurprisingly, they look nothing like the British Redcoats. Your other enemies are, wait for it, giant crabs. Are you serious? Of the countless actual enemies that they could have chosen from the movies, they decided to make up giant crabs instead. And the other enemies are just generic pirates, and I'm not talking about the undead Pirates of the Black Pearl, but just normal pirates that aren't cursed. Well, actually, maybe they are cursed because they're in this nightmare of a game. Okay, so in terms of the story, there really is none. You only first hear about the Aztec gold after you finish level 10, and that's almost halfway through the game. You're running around Port Royal collecting bags of gold so that you can buy this ship, which you then have to use to sink innocent merchant ships for no reason, like you're a German U-boat during World War I, and then you go back to Port Royal to look for more treasure. But wait, you need to wander around town looking for a shovel first, and then after that you meet this other pirate named Sightless Sam who tells you that there's treasure in this cave. I'm not even kidding, that's the first 5 levels of this game. Oh, and you heard me correctly, you're a pirate that buys your ship. You don't even steal a ship. I mean, I wasn't expecting Grand Theft Frigate or Grand Theft Man of War, but I wasn't expecting you to have to lawfully purchase your own ship by looking for lost bags of coins. I mean, that's gotta be the worst pirate you've ever heard of. And then after that, you're trying to collect pieces of Barbossa's map, which are scattered on like 15 different islands. And each level is you just going to one of the islands, fighting the same pirates and crabs until you find the treasure. But the treasure is just the next piece of the map. And so you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again just to find the next piece of this map, which directs you to the next piece after that. Also, this story makes no sense at all. You're collecting these maps so that you can find Barbossa's hidden treasure, which is the cursed Aztec gold. But doesn't Jack already know how to get there? Why are we running around the entire Caribbean through endless identical levels to slowly find out what Jack is already supposed to know? These developers didn't even watch the movie. I mean, why is this even a Pirates of the Caribbean game? So you eventually get to Isla de Muertas like in the movie, and you eventually fight the cursed Pirates of the Black Pearl, and even Barbossa himself. But it's basically the same thing as the other levels, except you're in a cave instead of outside. Oh, and when you beat the game, you get this wholesome scene. I must have missed this part in the movie. Hooray, you're celebrating with people you don't even know. So now let's talk about gameplay. The gameplay is also garbage. When you get near an enemy, you automatically enter into combat mode and you just have to mash buttons to defeat any enemy. Beating the soldiers in town is way too easy. The generic pirates are a bit more difficult, but you can still easily one-shot them by timing your heavy attack. The enemies are also not that intelligent, so there are a ton of times when you can just sneak up behind them or even run away from them by slowly backing away, like what you would do when you encounter a moose in the wild. And even less intelligent are the townspeople and other NPCs. Just what exactly are they doing here? The combat mechanics are atrocious. Swinging your sword is so slow, and you often have to guess when you think the enemy will be close enough so that you can hit them. But if you miss and the enemy hits you first, you're stuck and you often take a ton of damage or even die. In each level, you're also collecting coins, but for no reason, because I have yet to discover anything you can spend them on. As far as I can tell, the only reason to collect coins is to just have the satisfaction of seeing this screen at the end of each level. And each level is exactly the same. There's this intro dialogue of Captain Jack speaking to someone who was not in any of the movies, who tells you that there's treasure in X location, and then you run around defeating random enemies to find that treasure. And then you repeat that in the next level, and then the next level, and then that's pretty much it. Also, there's no save function, and the game gives you codes at the end of each level. Codes? Maybe the developers knew that this game had no replay value, and so they didn't want to waste memory space by letting you save the game, because once you turn this game off, trust me, you won't turn it back on. Oh, and there's also these ship combat levels where you control a ship that you legally purchased, and you have to use the left and right bumpers to shoot cannons at other ships. Let's just say it's not Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It can be frustrating because the hit detection is so atrocious, and so there were times when I saw my cannonballs hit the enemy ships and nothing would happen. Also, this game keeps featuring this chimpanzee sound. This is Pirates of the Caribbean. The last time I checked, chimpanzees are native to Africa. And the developers of the game thought that bullets during the Age of Pirates look like this. So this game is pretty bad by itself, but what's egregious is that it has almost nothing to do with Pirates of the Caribbean. It almost feels like the developers already made a pirate game, and then they were somehow able to get the Pirates of the Caribbean license after it was done. I mean, why is this even a Pirates of the Caribbean game? It could have been so much more bearable if the entire time I wasn't so distracted by the fact that it's almost nothing like the movie series. It's not even close to the Disney ride. So, overall, I think you can already tell, but in terms of great or hate, I will have to give this a hate out of 10 stars. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for checking it out, which is the first in our new Great or Hate series, where we will play a ton of games and see whether we like them. And if you like this video, please make sure you tickle the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. As always, stay true. Peace out, Tiger Bite crew.